Hello, everybody. This is lesson 77. It's called herd mentality. Um, Herd mentality is just what it says. It's groupthink. It means, well, I've seen the best examples probably that everyone thinks about is middle school girls. You get a group of five, say five girls, and the new girl comes and it's, oh, we don't like her. Oh, and they band together and they all agree not to like her. Maybe she has the wrong purse. They all have brand X and she has brand Y, or they have their skirts are 23 centimeters long and hers is 27 centimeters long or 19. They're going to group. It's a real problem because again, like an evolutionary biologist, if you see a flock of birds and one of the birds is tweeting on the branch different than the others, that's the one the hawk kills. If you're a zebra and you have stripes this much wider and the others have this, you get killed. If you do not blend in with the herd, you die. A group of monkeys, if you're a group of baboons and you're colored a little different than the other ones, the leopard eats you. If you're a whatever it is, but you're a deer and you walk a little different, whether it's a limp or whatever, you will be noticed and killed. So we have an incredible pressure on us to fit in with a herd, to not stand out, to have group think. And I've seen it. It unfortunately happens in politics. It happens in everything. I mean, there's witch hunts. Oh, we all hate witches. Oh yeah, she's a witch. Yeah, she's a witch. Yeah, she's a witch. You say she's not a witch, you're going to get killed with the witch. It's where most of the bullying often one person is not strong enough to bully another person. That's why if you have individual freedom, where everyone's pretty equal, you can't have much bullying because one person isn't usually that dominant. But five people are much more dominant than one person. So you get the group think, the herd mentality. You can bully the individual horribly, and we're having that. It's really disgusting. Actually, it's crazy, and you can happen. I don't try to make any of my videos political, but you can have Democrats that say, oh, we're all Democrats, we're good, we hate that Republican. Or you can have a group of Republicans that say, oh, all of us are good and that one's bad. I heard a person say, one of their children said, Mom, are there any such thing as good Republicans? And I was like, wow, that kid's already got groupthink. That's a herd mentality. Or he could be a family or group and say, oh, is there any such thing as a good Democrat? I've seen that. I've seen, people will hate Trump. He's a real phenomena because much of the hatred of him is a herd mentality, and people really can't say specifically what they hate about him. Same way with Hillary Clinton or Nancy Pelosi or any of these old time politicians. They have you get the herd, you get the group to feel a certain way, and then anyone that sticks out from that group gets their head chopped off. And that is a terrible way for you to be as a self-actualized individual. You gotta watch that. We all think this way, right? We're good and we think this way. There's an old saying, never argue with a true believer. If someone is a true believer, whether they're a fundamentalist Christian, fundamentalist Muslim, whatever, they're true. If they're a true believer, you can't argue with them because they are in a group. And if you can't argue with somebody that's already made up your mind, you can't remove with logic an idea that was not put there with logic. If they have an idea that's just part of the herd, one of the biggest things I see now is Hollywood. We are the beautiful people, and all the cool people think this way. All the good people think this way. All the hip people think this way, and all the bad people think that way. Whenever you do that, you're not thinking. You're not reasoning. You're not testing ideas. You're testing people. You are not exploring if a reasoning thing is wrong or right. Suppose policy A. Well, who agrees with policy A? That's not important. It's what is policy A? Is it better than policy B? Is it better than policy C? Well, I don't know who supports policy A. If you're looking at that, you're not thinking. You are just being in a herd mentality, a rush to judgment based on groupthink. And it's an interesting thing that stops reason and rational thought. There's an old saying, 1,000 people can be wrong, or 1,000 people can agree with something and it still be wrong. If 1,000 people, at one time, a majority of the world thought the earth was flat. And that didn't unround it one bit. The earth was not flat. Everyone agreed it was. If you said it wasn't, you died. If you said Galileo's a perfect example. He said, hey, there's moons going around. One of the things that stunned me in high school, I remember hearing about Galileo, and he took his telescope and he looked through the thing and he said, wow, look, there's moons going around Jupiter. Oh, wow, there's 4 of them. Look at that. Here, look. No, there's not. I thought, how is that possible? How could people be so herd mentality that they wouldn't even look at a telescope and believe their eyes? They would believe the herd. They would believe but many people aren't curious about what's really going on, and they don't want facts. They don't want reality. They want to be accepted. And they want to be accepted by the beautiful, popular, accepted people. And I said, I think through evolutionary biology, that is far more important. The people that were not accepted, that stood out, stuck out, got killed. And the people that conformed through evolutionary biology, Darwinism, the ones that conformed, that fit in, they had offspring, and those offspring had offspring, and they spread that conforming herd mentality gene through the whole population. And it's very difficult for anyone to examine just the ideas before they look at, well, what do other people think about that idea? I have friends I talk to that believe in Bigfoot and they believe in aliens, and we discuss it, and I don't criticize them for it, and all kinds of stuff. I don't have any flat earther friends, but there's people, I have friends that think well, not really, but I know people that believe the megalodon exists, and I'm like, no, there's not enough food to keep that alive, and they can't live down at that deep a depth. The pressure would be too great on a large animal, even though great white sharks apparently dive much deeper than we ever thought. But this herd mentality, group think, they're a witch. Yeah, they're a witch. Yeah, they're a witch. Let's burn them. Let's burn her. Let's kill a witch. 99% of people's effort is to fit in with the group and call that a witch. 1% of a lot of people's efforts would be, is that really a witch? If you walked into a bar in the Middle Ages and said, yeah, I saw a dragon and it was this kind of dragon and there was a witch flying and it looked like, everyone would agree with you. And if you said, there's no such thing as a witch, there's no such thing as a dragon, people would burn you at the stake and kill you. So this herd mentality is around us. It's our environment we live in, and you don't hate your environment. But if you want to be self-actualized, if you want to really think and be a free spirit, I don't mean a free spirit like a hippie. If you want to be free and think unattached and be the self-rolling wheel and not just a cog in a machine that's unconscious and not awake, you need to realize when the herd mentality, the desire to be cool, the desire to fit in, is driving your beliefs, thinking, ideas, values. And when you personally, yourself, speaking here, are driving your beliefs and values and ideas and things. So that's something to think about. This is lesson 77. It's called the herd mentality, groupthink, desire to be cool. Watch it and be aware of what's going on. Thanks a lot. Hope this helps somebody. Bye.